So I was trying not to make a video, but I know it's going to get worse in my brain if I don't. So it's important for me to try to record what I can before my brain is too changed, and I will never be able to experience reality. Let me just say, but first of all, thank you, God. Thank you. You know, this purpose, this low life will get theirs one way or another. But in the meantime, this coward low life that do this foulness in this most facilitated way, they feel like gods when they just trash the government is utilizing to implement these things onto us. For me, I'd never give them an ounce of luxury in their fantasies of what this is about. When we interact, they can play the clowns, but it's not going to. In a few minutes, I will put things back in perspective and make sure that they understand that I see them truly for what they're involved in, not this fantasized reality they put together. And I understand what this is about, and understand what their part is really about, and how little they are truly to these things, and what it's really about. Target individuals do not identify with this manipulation. This trash comes in all shape and form. They have no self-respect. They don't respect themselves because they have to be gaslighting. To them, it's a game, a psychological game, a psychological cognitive warfare that they utilize whatever tactics to try to make you acceptive on top of this technology that manipulates you, obviously. Right? And then you try to use intimidation. They try to use all kind of fucking ways to try to get you to accept these things. For me, I look at these clowns, whatever they're, men, women, children, as the trash that they are. I'd rather die in hell, be burned alive, than do what they do. For me, I just feel dignity and honor. Now, I'm never going to identify with what I'm being experiencing or forced to experience, but I'm going to experience it the way they want me to experience, because I understand the reality of what it is. I know this coward life that can do all these foul things to men, women, and children. Have no shame. Let me say, I'm so thankful I was able to talk about all these different memory manipulation going back to 2020. And with time, it's getting worse here. Even the perps can become less settled. The perps even try to make you identify with this false memory that is so obvious it's falsified, because at one point you even talking about it. And so today, they changed the most obvious manipulation. That's not even too long ago. Things that you remember well, but now it's just remembered with an extra stimulation, an extra sensation. That wasn't there at the time, as always. And then try to use whatever things they can do to my body to try to make me accept it. They're torturing me. Or let's, for example, I'm about to talk about this falsified memory that is very falsified. They're doing things to my organs to try to use that to stop me from putting things in perspective. They're using even torture at this point, writing my organs, in order for me to just be distorted. They truly want me to accept this manipulation they've been doing to so many others. They truly, at any point, that's why I make thousands of videos at this point, saying the same thing since 2020 and making it so obvious. And the people around you will gaslight you in whatever shape or form. They have no shame. That's their job. They're so compromised at this point, even for their own sanity, for their own self-respect. They're going to do that. Because they dedicated their time so much into manipulations, and that's obvious that your brain is being manipulated. It's crazy. Now, let me just say this. In 2020, I made this video. Let me just say how obvious and systematic these people are. In 2020, matter of fact, a lot of these perps here weren't even around me at the time. I made this video, right? Now, this video I made was not a video because I was prophesizing anything. I was just explaining and actually addressing or saying what was happening to me and talking about the different manipulations. I'm not I'm not a genius. I'm not a prophet. I'm just somebody who can easily, at this point, articulate what's happening to him, right? Now, it's funny that the distortion and the gaslighting is happening big time. They bring up things that I don't care about. But listen.
It's okay. Able to actually bring memories, and within that, real memories. Within those memories, it also brings sensations that you might have felt. Some, even the smell. That can be done, and be, on top of that, it can bring edited version of those memories. What I mean is, they can, based on on some of the memories, create an alternate memory, just an exaggerated memory with different sensation, with different, and kind of recreate in a different. It's just basically an edited memory. I know it's complicated for me to even explain it. It's just imagine you have a video that was sent to you.
This is what I was saying in 2020. I think I even have better
memory where you actually had that memory, but the perception changes in that memory, and sensations are added to it. It's just so weird to even try to explain something like that, because it does feel so, so abnormal. But adding sensations, feelings, perceptions of things you weren't feeling, just to also create this narrative in this persona. And this really, is just, is to the point where you don't even want to fall for any of your memories. It's all about deception.
This is 2020, okay? Now, what I'm saying here is being utilized today all the time. And I've a lot of memory manipulations videos about all random stuff. Today is a little bit more obvious, but sometimes it's less, like it's just more faded memories that they just manipulate in certain ways. But this is just too obvious. This is the memory of, I remember, at this point, I knew something was off. So it was like 2018. I'll go back to my motherland, and at this point I recognize my family members are involved in certain things. I'm actually going back there to ask my parent, my mother's like, why are you acting this way, right? I didn't know at the time, but she was participating in this program. So things were bad, but I remember going to this place and we were waiting outside with the person that, like, an assistant of a parent of mine, right? And as we're waiting, and as I'm saying that they're already creating stimulations to falsify my memories, I remember seeing a mother holding, or somebody who looks like a mother holding a little girl's hand, a little funny little girl, and they spoke in this like native language, and it was super wholesome. The way this kid was talking, she spoke better in that language than me, right? And she talked like a little grown-up person, and it was just like very wholesome. And I'm looking at it, I'm smiling because it's just really wholesome and it's adorable. And I'm looking at this, her talking is like just, that's so, the way she talks, and she talks like almost like an adult, but a little girl. Now, as I said before, memory manipulations have been done to me where they now make me have these sexual stimulations, reactions, emotions, and stimulation they make me have today. They put that in my memories. They look at where these little girls, little black girls especially, and put the stimulation there. And they're like, oh, we mapped it, right? They send this child like trash with no shame. What I'm saying now, you're gonna see videos a year ago said the same thing. They're looking for where there's a black little girl, put the stimulation, it's like, oh, we mapped it. And you have these clowns that are gonna gaslight you whatever ways they can. They have no shame. So what they're doing now is they're implanting memories with that stimulation, just like I said here, the sensation, the perceptions that they make me have today. To say, oh, we mapped it, that's what you felt like there, you see? And they're doing it obviously. At this point, it's like you just continuously manipulate my memories. And they have these perps with no shame. We're like, oh, awkward, oh, we got you. So they have no shame. They're like children try to gaslight you, but they kind of miss on the gaslighting. It's like, you're just a clown, trash. And they come in all shape and form. For me, I look at them for the true low life that they are. Oh my gosh, I wish they could try to play this game in front of me. Not that I'm gonna be aggressive. I was like, trash, you a fucking clown. You think you're gonna gaslight me to make me accept this manipulation? I've been making videos about it since before I even met you, dumbass. I'm sorry if I'm insultive in that way, but I'm not. Do you think people? Some people think they have this. There's some kind of people that if you're a clown, whatever, if you're a CEO or a homeless person doing the same thing, I'm gonna see you and talk to you the way you need to be talked. I rather die in the street than live like you. They have no shame. So they put these false memories, and because I was with this assistant of my parents, who's also involved in this program, all along they already set me up for these things, right? They already prepped everything. Now I understand. And he was looking at me kind of smiling too, and so now I understand. I think at first I was like, okay, he just looked at smile because he's seeing how adorable this thing is, because the fact that this kid is speaking this language better than me. And I'm like, oh wow, it's just like so awesome. There's a little girl speaking like this language that I'm struggling to speak, but speaking better than me. And she's adorable. And she talks about like a grown person, right? Now this trash here, as I'm saying that, try to distort me. They're like, oh, because they want me to be like, oh no, it's just a stimulation. You felt that thing with trash ass. These bottom feeders. You should see how bottom feeders these bottom feeders are. They tell me how all the grown-ups are gonna be trash. So they changed his memory. And like, no, he was smiling because he saw that you experienced that. I was like, trash. First of all, he's a perp, okay? He knows what was happening. And I'm not surprised that he'll be like, oh, we can play this around. We can make this look like he's this and that. So I was like, whatever these people were up to. My emotions, my reaction, the stimulation that make me have, this is the things that make me have today in my memories. And you have this clown, this low life, this trash ass bottom feeders, nobody's. Who can, I can't even look at them and respect them. They don't even want to be seen, because the second I see them, it's like, look at this clown, what this trash can do. Look at sad and pathetic this thing. Go to school and shit. Pathetic trash. Try to falsify memories and then make me think the perp. Oh, they saw that they were all setting everything up. Now, were they thinking, oh, we're gonna paint it this way, we're gonna look at it? I don't care. But I know that the way they make me experience my memories now is with the added stimulation. They even use perps to try to be like, oh, now they were mapping trash. No, they weren't. But they were prepping for these nasty things to happen to me. They knew what was gonna happen. My parents said, oh, me and this guy, we can, I can take him to kill a person. And she was referring to me. So this is a perp that obviously knew that there's gonna be bad things happening to me. They're gonna do things to me. They're gonna manipulate me, and they did. I went back after the V2K started, and they were just all together, like just laughing. They knew the day was going to come for that. But this moment that they play with the stimulation and sensation and emotion that I weren't experiencing at the time, and implanting in my memories, is another falsified memory of a moment where this is wholesome child talking and saying, talking this like this little girl. Speaking, let me repeat that, this little girl, because when I say little girls, they force me to get sexual stimulation. This is how rewired my brain is. And this is why you hear the nose campaign. Everything is all orchestrated that way. So, this little girl speaking in this way is just like, oh my gosh, this is the most adorable thing. She's here speaking in a language that I'm struggling to speak. She's talking about like she's a grown. It's just very wholesome. And I was like smiling, look at the little girl talking to this grown woman, and the way that she was talking like she's an adult. But change it with this different nasty reaction and emotion. Now, they're trying to say like, no, this whole thing was set up because we know you're gonna react. No. If it was set up, this emotion was not experienced. Now, do I think that they will start painting this reality in this way, even though I wasn't experiencing that? They could make it seem that that's why I'm experiencing. Of course, because the first stage is defamation. You see this noise campaign? This is part of this ecosystem. I like when they do this thing, because when I'm making these videos and I show how obvious your whole ecosystem is participating in brainwashing you or making you accepting of this manipulation. That just shows my validation. Before August 19, 2019, people around me were acting certain ways. Very weird. I remember going to see my parents with these people over there, and they were acting weird, super weird. So I know they were probably setting up things like that. Now, whatever my emotion or how I reacted to these setups were not the way they make me experience my memories of it today. So were they expecting me to get the stimulation I'm experiencing today? I don't care, because I didn't get it. But today, my memories, they're going back to the memories, putting the stimulation, just like I said here, the emotion and the sensation and stimulation, and be like, oh, you see, we mapped it. I'm like, trash, I rather die in hell. Because this is what I've said then. And I wasn't even talking about this specific.
It does feel so, and it's not. It's just so weird to even try to explain something like that because it does feel so, you know, so abnormal. But adding sensations, feelings, perceptions of things you weren't feeling, just to also create this narrative in this persona.
I said that in 2020. It have nothing to do with what I'm just saying now. But that's what they kept doing. And these men describe how they do these things.
Able to impose any information on the brain of a person, presumably by some kind of waves, which in the mind take the form of voices, thoughts, and images and imagination. In addition to this kind of implanting information that they need, they manipulate the psyche so that the information is written into your memory. Then by stimulating the certain regions in the brain, they can retrieve this information and present it as your own memory. This is the conclusion that can be made judging by the influence they have been making on me with their psychotronic weapons, for example artificial thoughts, imagination, and mental torture.
So once again, falsify memory, try to make me acceptive of this falsified version by bringing up the fact that these perps were doing these things. I'm like, whatever setup they were creating, the reactions, the stimulations, the perceptions are manipulated in my memory. Now, what was being said, the defamation, this is, I'm sure there was some kind of defamation. They were trying to paint me before that. So, I don't know, I can't speak for that. But I can speak about how I reacted. I can speak about my emotions. I can speak about what I experienced. And it's being falsified and put that in my memories. And then try to make me acceptive of these false memories. Target individuals stay strong. See these trash for what they are.